Hi, welcome to my portfolio. My name is Katie Head and I'm a candidate for receiving my Master's in Educational Technology from the University of South Carolina, Aiken. For the last 2 years, I've learned the foundations of instructional design and created various multimedia and research projects. My portfolio is a compilation of this work, and I will take the next few minutes to walk you through my website. My portfolio contains a statement of professional goals. As an undergraduate student, I received my BA in Communications from the University of South Carolina with a minor in graphic design. So technology and design have always been an interest of mine. I've worked within digital marketing and digital project management for the last 3 years. I'm currently working as a content manager for a digital marketing and web design agency. While I enjoy developing content and working within technology, I would like to pursue a career that provides a greater sense of personal satisfaction. I entered this program not knowing much about instructional design, but soon developed a passion for this field. Being able to create materials that help others learn a new skill is incredibly gratifying, along with being able to be creative and learn about the latest technology innovations. My professional goals upon graduating is to pursue a career as an instructional designer. I'm excited to take the skills I've learned in this program and use them within a professional setting. I am flexible as to what kind of organization I'd like to initially work for, but ultimately would hope to work in higher education. I would like to now show you some of the artifacts I've created within this program. All of the artifacts in my portfolio were designed to meet the Association for Educational Communication and Technology standards. Each artifact is presented by the most relevant corresponding standard. All coursework materials were created using the ADDIE model, which includes analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. I will show you one example from each standard. The first standard of AECT is content knowledge. To me, this standard focuses on acquiring a new set of skills and putting them into action to create meaningful instructional materials. This standard is from EDET 650 Internship in Educational Technology. For my master's internship, I worked for Central Piedmont Community College, also known as CPCC. This was a fantastic experience where I worked with talented instructional designers within the college's professional development department. I was assigned to create a training module on mentoring best practices and mentoring opportunities within the college. This internship covered the entire ADDIE model, and the final product was an interactive training module that I designed through Captivate. This met the content knowledge standard as I created instructional materials based on the assessment of resources available and used the project management skills to work with the CPCC staff to ensure the final product met the college's standards. Standard 2 focuses on content pedagogy and how candidates develop as reflective practitioners. I feel that this means a designer really reflects on what tools and methods will make the instructional material most effective and how it can keep being improved. This artifact was created for EDET 603 Design and Development Tools 1 and was one of the first projects I created in the program. The product is an instructional multimedia project on how to create a WordPress blog. I worked very hard to make this instructional video as professional as possible. I used Movie Maker, PowerPoint, and Snagit to create this video. It was challenging to integrate all of these tools, but I was happy with my final product. To meet the AECT content pedagogy standards, I used technology to create an artifact that improved learning outcomes for someone that wanted to learn WordPress. After completing the project, I received feedback from my peers that allowed me to evaluate my module and reflect on what I had learned. Standard 3 focuses on the learning environment. To me, this means a designer creates instructional materials by focusing on the audience and what types of materials and settings will work best to facilitate learning within this audience. This artifact comes from my first semester in the program, EDET 709 Applications of Learning Principles. This artifact is a lesson plan I created based on an instructional model. This was a challenging assignment as I knew nothing about creating formal lesson plans or instructional models prior to this course. After extensive research, I chose to write a lesson plan about project-based learning for middle school ESL. I found this model worked well as it let students construct knowledge and apply it to real-world situations. My lesson plan, NYC Adventure, challenged students to learn about New York City and create an itinerary for the trip. This met the AECT Learning Environment Standard as I was able to create instructional material based around learning principles and research best practices. This also took into account the diversity of learners, given the instructional material was intended to empower the ELL student. Standard 4 applies to professional knowledge. I feel like this standard focuses on how a designer can work within a team and seek guidance to create high-quality instructional products by collaborating with the talents of others. This artifact was from EDET 755, Design and Evaluation of Information Access and Delivery. For this project, I worked within a group, and while we all played various roles, my main role was the content editor. My group worked to create an instructional website where teachers could learn how to use Google Drive. We created the website in Google Drive after completing the initial ADDIE phases. This included a needs assessment and storyboard. The training website was then implemented with one of the group members' schools to a group of volunteer teachers. The volunteers were asked to give feedback. I found that working in a group within a remote setting was challenging. However, I work remote, so I was somewhat used to this environment. I really enjoyed this project as I felt that it was something many people could benefit from. By collaborating with my group members and leading the editorial efforts, I feel like this artifact met the AECT Professional Knowledge Standard. Standard 5 focuses on research, and to me this goes beyond just writing a research paper, but really evaluating the problem and using a variety of resources to try and suggest a solution. This artifact was created for EDET 755, Design and Evaluation of Information Access and Delivery. The artifact required extensive research on a timely topic that related to educational technology. I chose to research MOOCs, or Massive Online Open Courses, and their implications for learning. This was a very interesting topic as it creates a challenging business model and has varying results as far as attrition and perceived success. For this research synthesis, I created a PowerPoint based on my research and presented this via narrated screencast. For this artifact, I was able to research a problem and suggest a solution, which were that MOOCs had a faulty business model and could be solved by creating higher levels of engagement. I was also able to assess and evaluate a large amount of resources to help to come to this conclusion. This process meets the criteria of the AECT research standard. In conclusion, the experience I have gained from this program has been invaluable. To learn more about my experience and the EdTech Masters program, please visit my reflection. To learn more about my skills and professional experience, please visit my Vitae. Thank you for taking the time to view my portfolio. I hope my passion for instructional design and the growth throughout this program has been reflected in my work. Please contact me for any further information.